Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chris, and I just got finished watching this video that was released last night of the dash cam video of well, they're calling it the murder of Walter Scott out in South Carolina by a police officer, and just a few days ago, of course, after this thing has happened. It was huge, of course, in the news. Um, the officer got fired from the police, from his department. He's being charged with murder, and it's a public outcry again. They feel like he did it in cold blood. And guess what, people? They showed the dash cam video, and it looks like there's possibly something wrong there. They showed a video of him getting shot, running away from the cop again at that point, because at that point he's, I guess, got the officer caught up to to Scott. And the video that was released earlier this week, which they shouldn't even release because pending investigations, they should never release a video that's going to make people judge prior to a trial or an investigation. Any other time you have an investigation, they do not release the video right away. They release it after the fact because you have jurors that's going to be on jury. They cannot see anything that pertains to one side over the other side. They have to be non-partial. They cannot come into it watching, hearing nothing. And automatically, before this thing, sad thing is, we have this social media shit where everybody is recording shit and they're posting it, and now everybody gets to judge prior to understanding the full story. And now this is just one of many of these stories where somebody records after the fact, not knowing what's going on fully. You know, they probably saw something happen at the intel of, it's always the end of what's going on. And they never actually show you or are able to show you from the beginning of the situation, how it escalated and how it ended. What happened in between, we never know. So they always reveal they show these videos because it's on their phone. They automatically throwing it on social media. It hits the YouTube, then it goes on WorldStar and whatever other channels, and then it ends up on the news, and now it's a big thing, and nobody knows what's going on. But guess what? All these freaking people, politicians, and all these community leaders, and all these people saw that one video, and automatically the parents of Walter Scott, everybody is saying that, oh, he murdered him for no reason. He had no reason. Nobody knew what happened at the beginning of the whole entire thing. And this is before the investigation was concluded. We don't have no idea of what happened. Now, the police department finally shows the dash cam video. It looked like this cop had absolutely nothing wrong going on. That he comes up to the car, he's talking nice to Walter Scott. He's not doing anything wrong. He's not being overly powered, hungry. He's not yelling at him. He's not nothing. He's not being anything but professional. And then out of nowhere, Walter Scott runs out the freaking car and starts running down wherever that road or whatever. And then the cop, of course, has to give chase. So now we don't know why or what happened in between that time, because it was only showing the dash cam video and the car stayed at the scene where the car was pulled over at. But we have to think in your head, what could have happened between the time that this video shows and the other video. The only thing you see from the other video is that they have like some kind of scuffle, and the officer draws his weapon and fires about 4 shots. And we don't know what the hell happened. The officer's story was that they had I guess a physical altercation. He's trying to subdue the Walter Scott, I guess, and he went for his taser. He felt threatened, and at the end part that we see is him drawing his weapon and shooting 4 or so times at him as he's running away. Now, one thing people have to understand: if you show yourself as a threat to an officer, you can have a gun on you. You can, if you try to take their weapon, that's all bets are off. You could be, unless you're putting your hands up and you're on the ground saying no, and then you get shot, you are done. There is no, I don't know an officer in this country that knows how to say, oh, he tried to take my weapon and I was able to subdue him. Sometimes that happens, but in the field when he's the only officer out there, and if this is true, in between those two videos, something happened where we don't know and we didn't get to see, and his story is actually true, then we are as a community, are freaking fools, because we jumped to the freaking conclusion. Oh, we saw that video. That's the whole entire thing. No. Al Sharpton. All these damn people are jumping on this bandwagon and they never, ever see the full story. Ever. Where are all these people when the cops got shot in Brooklyn? I ain't seen Al Sharpton. I didn't see nobody. It was a big outcry. Very big. They had the biggest memorial, but they did not air it like they are doing all these damn crimes they call crimes when officers are in confrontations with civilians. And a lot of times you're looking at these videos and you're finding out that something else happened. Now we have another case with Walter Scott where it appears that something had to lead to him running. Why did he run? The cop didn't show himself as a threat to him. He shouldn't have been scared unless he had something that he was hiding. That car could have been stolen. He could have done something. He lied about the car. He said you can hear him clearly say that he bought the car. He has no insurance, but he has his license. Maybe the license is suspended. Maybe the license was something, he might have had warrants. All these reasons why you can throw out there, why he ran. He may have had drugs on him. He may have had a gun on him. He may have had some other forms of weapons. So many things now could be thrown out there to make this officer vindicated after they threw his ass through the fucking mud before they gave him a fighting freaking chance and investigated thoroughly to find out what happened. Now they're releasing a freaking dash cam video, and now we see that there has to be some reason for him to actually had to escalate that whole confrontation to shooting at him. And nobody is going to care that there's a good chance that he put that officer into some kind of harm's way. And that officer did, in fact, feel that this guy was a threat. Why did he run? Why did he get out of his car, go back into his car, and then decide to run from the officer? He didn't even show himself to be an asshole cop. He didn't even show himself to be a threat to him. He came up to the car. He talked very nice and clear. He didn't have his voice elevated. He didn't have anything. But automatically, this man is thrown through the damn dirt. Everybody is throwing this man's dirt. They calling him the devil. They calling him all this stuff in the newspapers. But nobody actually cared to find out the full story and what happened at the beginning. Now you know what's going on at the beginning. And now what? Now what? The man ran. So you have to think, why did this man run? This is just one of them situations where social media is ahead of the freaking ball when it actually shows the end part, but not the beginning part. And then the being at the end shows only a good amount of time. We don't know what happened. Now we see the beginning, the end. We don't know what happened in the middle. And that's how you do an investigation. What happened at the beginning, what happened at the beginning, in the middle, and what happened at the end. You can't take the beginning and the end, or just the end at the time, and find out everything is this way. No. You have to know what happened at the beginning. You have to know what happened at the beginning to lead up to the middle to the end. You cannot just use the end and say, oh, that's the story. There's a whole bunch of questions there. What happened? Why did this happen? What led to this? And everybody is, oh my God. And nobody ever thought to ask, what happened to this beginning? Why is he running? Was it just one of them situations where something happened at the beginning to lead to that? And the sad thing is, this man has been fired. He's been through, his career is over. This man probably, they didn't even release his record, but this man probably never ever had to shoot his gun. Probably the first time. Not only the first time, might be the first time he ever had a situation where he had to shoot his weapon or even pull his weapon. So this is a very serious situation where we have to sit back and think first, what happened to lead to that situation? Stop looking at these damn videos on WorldStar and the news and that's posted on WorldStar or YouTube or whatever other outlet and find out this is the end of the damn story. What happened at the beginning? Why did this happen? Okay, if the beginning leads up to the end, I mean the middle and the end, and it was no reason for either one of those to happen, fine. Do what you got to do. But if the beginning starts out the way this one did, and the middle may have had something to lead to the end of what we saw, then you got to start thinking, is it the cop's fault or is it this man's fault? Why did he run? What happened after he started running? What was this man hiding? Okay? People got to stop forgetting that cops have a bad job. These people out here, as you can see, he ran. We don't know if this guy stole that vehicle. We don't know if he's hiding something. Maybe he stole it at gunpoint. We don't know that. We do know that he lied. Apparently, this man lied. It wasn't his friend's car. We know that for sure. If it was his friend's car and he had nothing to hide, he would not be running. So we don't know, but imagine in your own mind, if this car wasn't his, nor his friend's, what reason would he have? What is it that happened that made him decide to run? He had a reason. We all have to come to that conclusion. Nobody just runs from a cop. I've been stopped by cops and I didn't just run. If I had nothing wrong, I'm standing right there. I've been pulled over. I've been stopped in the street. I didn't decide on running because guess what? I didn't have nothing to hide. It wasn't like I was walking around with a gun on my belt. This man had some reason. Now, I'm not saying that it had to lead to him being shot, but some reason or another, this man decided on running. What happened after that, we don't know right now. But there had to be a reason. It doesn't appear right now that that video has aired, it does not appear that that officer had anything wrong at the beginning. He had to run after this man because he started running. Police have to give chase because they got to find out what the hell you doing. Police have to get you. If you start running, there's a reason. They have to find out why. They're not going to, oh, okay, I'll catch him next time. No, it's never been that way. This is ridiculous. Really ridiculous. We have to find ourselves and stop pointing our finger at everybody and all these officers and saying you did something wrong when there's a good reason why most of them are stopping people.